Good night. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM, the second program for the year 2020. The year soon finish. You know, last week we have a thing on last week on the stepping razor where we are contemplate when the decade start. Some people say this is the first year of the new decade. Some say it's 2021. And we had this long conversation. You know, when them say the year 2000, remember them say the year 2000, everything I go crash. All electronics and car go drop out of sky. No, sorry, plane go drop out of sky and something. And people did really get scared. That even Prince, years before, Prince sing a tune say, party till 1999. So the idea was that the year 2000 would have been the end of a million, well it's 2 millenniums, as millennium, them call it, yes, 2000 years. And then the new millennium would start at 2001. So the idea was from 2001, and you count 10 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It means the millennium, the decade would end 2010. And so forth and so forth. Well, somewhere along the line, many people confuse it and mix it up. Even though them create the whole scenario of the whole thing. And say 2020 is the beginning of the new decade, when really it is the end of the decade, and the new decade start 2021. So you start counting from 2021 to 2030. You're supposed to get 10 years, because them say a decade is 10 years. So you call 2021, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're supposed to get the decade, which is 10 years is a decade. Now, if you check it from the year 2020, and you start counting from 2020, that means it going to go down 2031. That is when it's going down, which is not so it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be from the 0 to the 0. And so it says you started from the 1 to the 0. That is where it's supposed to go. But as we say, them confuse the thing, because they don't tell we say the year 2000. The year 2000 is the beginning of a new decade. And people start to check it. All sort of weird. Confusion in Rome. Confusion in Rome. It's like how we set the date them. You know, there's certain place that the years start. Well, in ancient time, them follow the moon, lunar calendar. So you have lunar calendar. And them start the year, the first new moon in spring, which is between March, April, when the new moon come out in what you call spring. So the spring, when it's spring up, when everything starts spring up, you call it the beginning of the year. Well, many people start the thing according to different calendars. In Ethiopia, they have a thing in the Julian calendar. The Julian calendar for Julius Caesar. And as we said before, that's how we get July. July was named for Julius Caesar. Septimus. All of these things is Roman thinking, Roman ways of checking time that bring up these things. You know, so we are stuck in the Roman logics. We are stuck in Roman logics. Because it is Rome, even the very calendar that we use is a Gregorian calendar from Pope Gregory. So we are stuck in the Roman calendar. We are stuck in the Roman days, months, naming of the days and the months. We're stuck in these things because we're in the Western world. Because the Chinese don't check things like how the Romans check it. The Chinese have their own thing. You understand? They have their own thing. But we who was taken from Africa and brought to this part of the world is confined in the European logics. So when them say the beginning of the year, we say January the 1st is the beginning of the year. If January the 1st is the beginning of the month, and 10 years make a decade, how the hell you have a decade starting at 0? It's supposed to start at 1 and end at 0. That is how it's supposed to go. And we did have that reason last week. And I was listening to Nick. And when I come in here, my brethren, young, start to decipher it another way. And I'm trying to, I was now between, was I listening to Nick too much? Or was I listening to, I don't know, should I listen to him? But after going round and round and coming round, because that is what it is all about. It's about thinking and using your brains. Because there's nothing that you have that is so close to you that, like your brains. Your brains is what move everything. And after moving and going around and thinking, I realized that, but it's true. You can't start a decade at 0. You have to start a decade at 1. And end it at 0. That is where it goes. So if you start January the 1st, that is where you must start, January the 1st. If you're looking at now the beginning of the year, who decide that January is the beginning of the year? Just like how we say Sunday is the beginning of the week, and Saturday is the end of the week, and there's certain controversy about which day is the Sabbath, because according to people who follow the Bible, them say on the first day, and on the last day, and the 6th day, God rests. The problem is who decide in those times when was the first day, or who's deciding it no more than the calendar that we use. The calendar say, and we in our consciousness say, the beginning of the week start on Sunday, and the second day is Monday, and it on and on. But 5,000 years ago, make we claim say we are following them I say. 5,000 years ago, there was no January, nor February, nor March, nor April. There was no Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, nor Wednesday. It was from what them call one night to the morning, according to what them say, and the evening and the morning was the first day. Not Monday or Sunday, the evening and the morning, according to what I read, and according to what people claim them understand it to be. So when a man say him and God say, on the 7th day, you must rest. Who is deciding which day is the 7th day? Than Rome. It's only Rome, it's Rome deciding that. Rome deciding the seventh day is Rome deciding it, because if you look on it, all of the days that is named was named based off of some planetary situation or some Greco-Roman understanding of the cosmos. Yes. Some man say, on the 7th day you shall rest. And we calculate the 7th day starting from Sunday, which is the first day, to Saturday, the 7th day. So in our consciousness, that is not of our making, but in our consciousness, we derive that the 7th day is Saturday. And then the Roman church come and say, I'm going to put the Sunday, which is the Sunday, the sun in the sky. I'm going to say, I'm going to give praises to the sun. I'm going to give praises to the sun. Therefore, Sunday become more important than Saturday. Because him come up now with that thing where say, I'm going to name the first day of the week after the sun in the sky. So him say Sunday, and him worship the sun. So everything must put to rest on that day and give praises to the sun. The sun is the source of all life on earth. The sun is the source of all life on earth. So him say, all right, let us worship the sun on this day and call it Sunday, which is the first day of the week. But people who follow the Jewish way of thinking, or so they say, the Jewish culture is deriving that dear Torah, the Torah says, on the 6th day, God make the earth and it done. And on the 7th day, him rest. So them go back into the Roman calendar. And them go back into all the calendars them that is deciding the 7th day and say, well, Saturday is the 7th day, so we going to rest on the 7th day like how God rests. I'm tired and getting rest now. After I'm done make man, him say, boy, I'm tired enough. Now put no 7th, 8th, 9th or 10th day. But in the time of what they are speaking about, there was no 7th day, 6th day. It just said the evening and the morning. And if you check the evening and the morning, it's not 7th day, that is hours. If you want to work God into hours. The evening and the morning was the first day. Every time in talk and the evening and the morning was the second day, and the evening and the morning was the third day. So when you go to bed or when you get up back, a day is supposed to gone. So them have way in a logics that is not fully explained by all people, but it's explained for us by a group of people, especially a group of men. A group of men decide that today is Wednesday, and after 12 is going to be Thursday, and the next day is Friday. So we have to get pay on Friday. Who's deciding that we must get pay on Friday? We're going to work starting from Monday, and we're going to get pay on Friday, and don't go to work neither Saturday nor Sunday. But guess what? All of these things was derived from a religious perspective that is coming from certain cultures, because it's out of cultures you get religion. Out of cultures you get religion. All religion have a basis in certain culture. It's just that certain people, when they reach a certain thinking, them start to give away them culture and hold on the religion. So you have religious people who decide, say, you must work on Saturday. Saturday is the Sabbath day. And you must work on Sunday, because Sunday is the day of the sun. You must go to church. So you are breaking away now. You have people who break away from the Jewish understanding and go to the Roman understanding. But when you get it, the two of them is Roman, because who's deciding? Who's deciding Monday is Monday, and who's deciding that Tuesday is Tuesday? And what significance or importance that have to the cosmos or to life? What is it? It is man's invention that is deciding these things in order to come to a better understanding of how he should move in an environment, in an space. Because when you check it, the time now in Jamaica is 39 minutes past 10. Some places is already seen bright day. Some people is not in Wednesday now. Some people is in Thursday long time. Some people gone to bed and wake up already in a certain places. So nature don't wait for no one. Because when you see this moon, you saw some people that see the sun over the other side. But you create and we design a time and we put so much energy upon these time that sometimes with dead feet we kill each other for the time. You get fired from your work because of time. And you have to get up a certain time, and you have to go to bed a certain time. Because men in them ambition to become who they are not start to formulate and decide how the world must run, especially if you have power. Because power is who, our power is what is deciding how the thing must go. Whether or not you can decipher it and say, me nah adhere to this. I know so it's supposed to go. Because if you go outside of that, you say you're a madman. You're an idiot. Why are you going round to that? You have to come here at a specific time. And the time when they say you have to come, then put it down in numbers. Them put it down in numbers because they want it to run according to them in order. And if you don't have these numbers that is guiding you, certain things going to go out of order and create confusion. That is the logic behind doing these things. So you have a stoplight that is deciding for you when you must stop your car and when you must drive your car. The stoplight, so even if you can't read, but you can see, in order for you to drive car, you have to can see. Then while developing car, now you don't have to see. If you enter the car, you just go in the car and sit down and tell the car where you want to go. And the car carry you there without you driving it. That is already designed and ready for the market. Already designed for the market. So when you think, say you can't, because you see the red light, you say, chum, me not follow that, you know. You're going to just go through. And next man over the other side, have a green over there, so. And him say, that him a follow. if that thing, say you a think something else. So the logic is that When you're driving, you have to think for the next person. Because you don't know what the next person might do in a reckless and careless movement to say, him not following the light, we say red. Because the light, say red, is supposed to keep us in order. And we can rationalize and we can use our brains to decipher these things. But when you get right down to it, the whole of we get caught in an environment and sometimes in a culture that is not conducive to any thinking that we have in our thinking brains. There was a time when we never have no stoplight because I will never have no car. As a matter of fact, we go in a certain village in Africa and in Australia where the people them have no car. And them have survived. Quite okay, them have survived. There's no stoplight there until them start to go into the big city and get confused. Because them used to just walk. And now them used to, when them reach that specific light, them supposed to wait to go across the street or a big truck will come and lick them. You have people that live for hundreds of years without stoplight. You have people that live for hundreds of years without the logics of a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday we must do this and Sunday we must do that. You have people that live hundreds, thousands of years that don't get up today and say today is Saturday, we're not going to work, we're going to go praise the Lord. Thousands of years. And they are doing quite fine. They don't have the burden that we have. Because most of these things is burden. And it's bring guilt in your thinking and your consciousness. Yes, you have people where him no want to do nothing part of that. Him can try to do something, him start to go on like say you is some wicked person. That you are do something part of that you're supposed to arrest. You know, you say according to the Bible, you must rest on the seventh day, like your God. And them say, and this day must keep the day holy. Because 6 days I make this heaven and earth, and on the 7th day I rest. So him demand whosoever him is. Him demand that you must keep the Sabbath. And then people come over the years and kill people because them don't keep the Sabbath. Because them say you're going against. Fill them logics. And him declare say the Sabbath is Saturday. Yet still the thing, the person or the persons who derive that thinking or idea never have no Saturday enough for them calendar. Nor no Sunday, nor no Monday, nor no Tuesday. Him just a work off of the moon and the sun. The same sun when tell us no worship. It's the same sun him did a work off of when him say, alright, I'm going to create an idea that say, you see when I'm working, the place the sun must be shining. But so when I don't see the sun, I must be sleeping. Some derive a thing say between the time when him don't see the sun and when him see the sun, him going to work, I'm going to sleep. I have been to places. I have been to places in Europe where there's certain times of the year where them have like 1 hour of night. And sometimes all 1 week, no sun not shine, a pure night. I know some people that's what Muta talk about. Well, I don't care where you want to believe, go ask somebody. Me I tell you say, me got a country already where all 5-6 days Days and days, you don't see no sunshine. Light, street light turn on, car light turn on. People are walk up and down in a shops we have, it's light, no night, no day. And then the reverse that is also true. That you're going at the same place at certain time of the year. And certain time of the year is pure sunshine for days and days and days. You're not seeing no light, no electricity, not burn or turn. Yeah, man. We see that. We experience that. Go to your bed, 10 o'clock in the night, and you wake up to go to a bathroom, to go back to your bed, and when you look outside, sun will shine bright, bright. And when you look at your clock, it's 12 o'clock. It's a scary thing if you don't use it. Scary. Scary. The last time I go to Finland, it's amazing. The last time I go to Finland, and we do some show we're going to do. The place is bright up, some show we're going to do. We do it at the day. I will go back at the hotel. And when the show done was about 8 o'clock, or 7 o'clock the show done. And I go back at the hotel now, I sit down in my hotel room, I look about my food and all them stuff, and I say, you know, say, I go watch some TV, and I draw my curtain, at 7 o'clock, you know, so the place start to get dark. And you see, I drop asleep in the bed, and when I go to the bathroom, I get up to go to the bathroom, so I get up and go to the bathroom, and I say, I'm going to look out, I want the people there on the road. Them hours, yeah, because I expect because the people are going to party. So I wake up, you see me draw the curtain, the sun has burned me. And when we look, it was about 11 o'clock in the night, because 7 o'clock me go in, I drop asleep about 8, 9 o'clock, I drop asleep in my room. And when I get up and I look outside, because when I come out the hotel, the place dark up. Yeah, 7, 8 o'clock, the place dark up. I'm going to the hotel room and do what I do and run around. I mean, look about my food and rare. And by the time I walk back, let the curtain and look out, the sun bright up the place. I say, what is? And that between 8, 9, 10, 11, about 3 hours, me in the room. Sun bright up again. So where I say, the idea of time in time is a human construct. It's a human construct. And it is only there because some people have to do certain things and them have to control the time in which them do the thing and control people to do that thing. So we grow up into that understanding and we can't come out of it. We have to go into a next environment. We have to go into a next environment because I have some people who say, what month you belong to? And them say Capricorn. What month you belong to? Pisces. Them say, oh, Pisces is a fish. You're born between March and whatsoever. Capricorn, you're born between December and January. You have calendars that don't have that. You have calendars that don't check it that way. As a matter of fact, when you look at the Chinese calendar, you see rat, dragon, and all these things for them calendar. And they might check it a total different way. And it's for them logics they might use. It's not European logic. But you see, when you're in a European mindset, there's no way you can look at them thing and say it make no sense. Because you're going to say, what them say? How foolish is that? Me a Capricorn. Me a this, me a that. And you lose the European way of deciding that. And then now you get caught. You get caught because your mind get narrowed down. Your mind get narrowed down. And a whole heap away don't want to open your mind to new thoughts and new thinking. Because we already think one way and we feel say we're gone by the morning, can't go good evening. But feel say, boy, right now, we're nothing. Look here what you want to say to me, Mutabaruka. I saw me grow up, I saw me think, and that's saw me stay. And then you start to use those little ways to press along and to push it from your children and your children. And then you see the same thing keep regurgitating over and over. And then you wonder how the thing can move or can change. This is the... So why we bring up all of them conversations there a while ago? We bring it up because this is a program of thoughts. This is a program where those little idiosyncrasies that we call idiosyncrasies can mean a lot if we can decipher out what to say. If we can decipher it, you know, say you're really thinking. You don't have to come to the same conclusion where we come to, which we never really come to no conclusion still. We just show you, say, this is how the thing is here. And it don't necessarily go on over the same way. So who's deciding how you think and how you think through things? Because really and truly, mathematics solve everything. And if we could have used maths, for deal with what we just said, you'd have realized, just like how we said, the decade is mathematics, you know. Yeah, when we say start in the decade from 1 to 10, we give you 10, which is that is the decade. Even though we put it in a them level there, we are sure you say you need to think. Because them have you do one thing over there so and the next thing over there so, and you really get caught in between the two things them and don't figure out say, but wait, something wrong. Because you know I think something wrong. So we are saying, and we carry through that exercise, to make you really look into the thing, just look, and you may find something that you never know was there. No, most fans now don't think about what we just said, because them say the decade start this year. That's that. You see, it takes reasoning. That is how people come to understanding and come to clear understanding by reasoning it and say, you weigh the thing. Like last week, we reasoned out it and realized there's something wrong. Now we are saying, most people are going to say that we are in a new decade. You know, because this is 2020, them say a new decade. But the logics, if you really follow the logics, it is not the new decade yet until next year. It's mathematics show you that. Yes, mathematics show you that. If you start, if 2000 is the end, and you start to know about, forget 2000, the first decade, you have to start it at 1. Yeah. Anyway, this is a cutting edge. We're going to have a reasoning, you know, that, well, if you don't know, the mighty diamonds, 50 odd years and counting of this group together, one of the sweetest harmony group that still exists in the music. Because you don't hear no group in the music again. You know, you don't hear no harmony and no, you know, you don't hear them things there in Jamaican music again. You know, it's a different era now. We have to just face that, you understand? But you have groups who are still there. The meditation, the diamonds. I can name quite a few of them. But we want it. I can see if she's there. Masani.
Yes, greetings.
Oh, you're there. All right, give thanks. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Okay. I just want to talk about how you have groups where maintain harmony, because you don't have that Jamaican reggae music again, Jamaican music. But you have certain ones who maintain that over the years and still maintain it to the point of still a tour after 50 odd years, and one such group is the Diamonds. And you seem to be involved in something where we want to tell the people about.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned about groups and harmony and things like that. Give thanks for for taking my call and being a part of what we're doing. As once now, Mighty Diamonds have been around for 50 years. And this is our third time working with Mighty Diamonds at Rastafest. And I must say that there's a pleasure working with a group like the Mighty Diamonds. And why we're doing this, in Masonic production, is we want to, for Rastafest, we always have artists like Mighty Diamonds, foundation artists. And you're right, the music has changed tremendously. People not singing like they used to anymore. People not, the message is not the same like it used to anymore. So we're celebrating Mighty Diamonds' 50th anniversary, and it's not just Jamaica, it's right across Canada. But we're going to start with Jamaica. And the first one we have is January 26th. And this is Irish Rasta Village. They have the last Sunday of every month. They have their event, and it's a pleasure to work with Rasta Village, I must say, because at Rasta Fest, Masonic production, they've always wanted to work with Rastafari.
What on? Masani? Yeah. Masani? I said you can't get her back there. Said you can't get her back. I don't know it's what I go on and so. I could say we can't get her back.
Remember when the round might say, time I go change, yeah. Every gully I go run away. Even man I
if I tape them, they'll tape it on the tape. Come on.
I'm so free. Oh, sir, my day. And it breaks.
Masani.
Yes, what happened?
I don't know it's what happened. It's what happened, so.
You don't know what happened. After that, get into the thing, and I would die.
Well, I think I tape the thing and something go wrong over there.
No, nothing not go on wrong.
Well,
from my end anyway. I was from your end.
Mommy never play nothing. Yeah, so you say about working in the Diamonds.
Yes, okay, so we work with the Diamonds, 20 years at Rastafest. I think the first year it was 2012. Then last year we had Mighty Diamonds and Johnny Clark. Right, because it's the Outdoor Foundation artist at Rastafest. This year our 27th anniversary in Rastafest in Canada. So in me working with them last year and in discussing with them about their 50th anniversary, we decided we want to continue the journey with them. And the journey kicks off January 26th at Rastafari Indigenous Village. Right, as I said, we have always wanted to work with Rasta Indigenous Village.
That's in Montego Bay.
In Montego Bay.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Rasta Village is Montego Bay. First man, Arlene, and a lot of brethren and sisters are part of that, right? So the daytime though, we have a football tournament at Rasta Village, January 26th. So we have a Rasta team from Kingston playing a Rasta team in Montego Bay in the daytime at Rasta Village. And after the tournament, we have the Mighty Diamonds performing at the village, right? And then there's a lot of activities happening at the village too, relaxing peace and then kinetic yoga and a drum circle workshop with master drummers and they're piping up plant medicine, feed bars by ionized tin food, bleeds and paints with Ingrid Coke, right? So, and then of course for the children have drum classes with painted. So a nice event for people in Montego Bay and beyond Montego Bay to come out on January 26th and for this nice event, Rasta football tournament and activities. Pre-sold is 3,000 at the gate of 3,005. That includes lunch. So for Iris, you know, they can contact Iris JA at Instagram as well as Iris J and Facebook. The info line on that one is 876-285-4750. Our tickets, of course, are sold at Fontana Pharmacy. That's for the Montego Bay leg though. Then we move now to Negril, Muta. And then in Negril now we're at Roots Bamboo, Mighty Diamond, Ampaloo, Horace Martin, Moish, not a problem, a whole bunch of artists that's working with, you know. And then with Roots Bamboo now, there's no football tournament no Muta. So, you know, Roots Bamboo is a straight concert with the Mighty Diamonds as headliner and the rest of the artists. But then now, after Roots Bamboo on the 29th, then we're in Kingston now, for Horse Dread. Now, I must say though, Muta, that Horse Dread has been around for about 50, 60 years. Masan Production, Rastafis, we have been working with Horse Dread for the past 25 years. It's our third event we're doing with them. And we're looking forward to this event as well. Because again, it's a football tournament.
Hold on, Masani. House Dread is down Dina Road. You have to tell the people, because a lot of people don't know it's House Dread there.
Okay, House of Dread is in Vineyard Town.
Yeah, Dina Road to be exact.
Dina Road.
Yeah, beside Country Farm House. Beside Country Farm House.
Between Franklin, Vineyard Town, I think Almonton are close.
Yeah, a good landmark is Country Farm House.
You understand? So for those who are familiar with houses, you have to be familiar with houses there.
No, what I say, you have a whole heap of ones. Don't know which house I dread there. I mean, I tell you, say, one of the marks in for find it is Country Farm House.
Yes.
Because most people know Country Farm House. You know, most Rasta might know House of Dread, but the people them in general might not know, say, House of Dread, they're round the other side of Country Farm House there, you know. So that's why I'm not say a landmark might be good to give them, say, is near Country Farm House, you understand?
Yes, that's that Country Farm House, and I guess you're right. A lot of ones are more familiar with Country Farm House. However, for it's a House of Dread, you know, House of Dread, the whole world know about House of Dread because when the football.
No, the nowadays people, the nowadays people there, hold on, man, the nowadays people, you're old man, I'm your old man, you know. The nowadays people, they don't know.
You're old man now.
Yeah, but when I say the youth, them nowadays, we have follow the music, don't know House of Dread. House of Dread are our days. When I say them know Country Farm House more than how them know House of Dread.
You're totally correct.
You sound like you know what I call Country Farm House name, you know. Watch it, you know.
Yeah, listen to me. They know you're in the bottom, we don't mix up and blend up down, you know. Country Farm of a brethren, them same.
Yeah, but you tell me, say, everybody know House of Dread.
The football team I come from Country Farm, you know. The football team I got to Montego Bay.
Yeah.
I just come from the Country Farm, you know.
Okay. All right, so you said, when the show in House of Dread, when that show that keep?
February 1st, so we kick off Reggae Month.
Oh, that's just talk for more weeks' time.
Same thing, so we have football tournament from 9 to 5 and concert is 7 o'clock. Mighty Diamond, Santa Barbara, Aisha Bell, Sampulu, Moish, and Horace Martin.
Okay.
This one is a special show to students, the full read of a House of Dread. So the part 2 is from the February 1st show. Got a House of Dread development. So we're setting up, you know, skill training centers, lots of program. And I must say though that House of Dread has been out for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
Providing ITAL food for the community.
Yeah. And
nobody has ever been turned back. But if you can go there without money, you get a plate of ITAL food.
No, man, you tell the people them that I made them flood the bridge in them places. What try I say about sorry about you can't go there without money.
If they can't afford it.
No, but you can't tell the people about you can't go there without. You know, Jamaican people say, wow, the rest of them are giving food. Round the cart.
Alright, so here it is. It's only $500 for the auto dread show, you know. So therefore, I think everyone can afford a $500.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And that sound reasonable?
Oh, you mean if it sound reasonable, so like the way?
Yeah, I give it that. But still, we want to play to ram up in the one or three shows ram up in the Rasta Village we need for ram. It's only 400 tickets. They might sell a Rasta Village, you know. Only 400 tickets and sell a Roots Bamboo. And then House of Dread, no not a bigger venue to that about 3,000 people.
Yeah.
So one or three shows ram up.
Yeah, well, you have to advertise it properly. For to get it ram, you have to advertise it properly.
Well,
this is just one way to do it. Yeah, but this is just one way to do it. You know, you have whole heap other ways to advertise it, you know.
Well, it's a one way still. I mean, what better way to start off with Mighty Diamonds anniversary.
Yeah.
But I want to say something though, Musa. After the Jamaica shows, you know, the celebration, no stop there, you know, because we're carrying Mighty Diamonds across Canada.
Okay.
You know, 7 cities starting August 1st.
Oh, yeah?
August 1st, August 1st, Emancipation Day in Edmonton, August 2nd in Calgary, August 8th in Vancouver, August 14th in Niagara Falls, August 15th Toronto, and then the following week in Ottawa and Montreal. Mighty Diamonds all the way, 70 shows, Rasta Canada, celebrating 50th anniversary.
Yeah, that's so good.
I'm going to try for Rasta team to Canada.
That sounds good. That sounds good. All right.
So we're looking for the support from everyone to come and support this show then. For those in Montego Bay.
When you say the one House of Dread again, remind me. Remind me. You hear something there again? Yeah. You hear something there again, you know? She gone. All I like remember when she said, I think on the 2nd, she said, of February.
No, I never hear Halloween yet, she thought, you know.
Yeah, there's something that come back again, you know. We better done before the something come back. When you say they don't want a House of Dread again?
February 1st, House of Dread.
Oh, February 1st, okay.
We keep it on regular month, February 1st.
Right.
9 to 5 football, 12 minutes at the night time, the concert, the night time. I Lolly, play the music, I can't forget I Lolly.
All right.
Play the music for February 1st.
All right. Well, give thanks, sister, give thanks.
I give thanks to the call.
Yeah, man, Irie. Yes, my son, sister who has been keeping Rasta Fest for years in Canada and works out a year. She mentioned the House of Dread. I work with House of Dread. Mighty Diamond celebrating over 50 years in the music. Yes, big group. Big group. They want very sweet. They want very sweet. The power word, I I'm getting a call right now. I think so she don't take the call, man. I think she was going to take the call, but she never take the call at all. Okay, so we started the program, we reached out. We report to the program, but we should have do Jamaica Roots and Culture. But we done played the Mighty Diamonds a while ago. We want to play another Mighty Diamonds, you know. This is a Mutabaruka production. Yeah, we will play this one now, we produce. Years ago we produced this, the carry Mighty Diamond at the studio. Here we go. We are doing things that we're not supposed to do. Suffer the whole life through and we still do it even though we know it's not we. And most of the things that we are doing is not we. You understand? That's why we keep talking about how the devil make me do it, how the devil do it, how the devil that. It's not we. We get stripped off whole thing, everything we get stripped off. Yeah, then wash all the brain. And then wash the brain and bleach it out. So now it's like our brains are whiter than snow. So we go to church and sing that too. Lord, wash me and make me whiter than snow. Because our brains actually get washed and then wash it with bleach. Wow. Roots and Culture, here we go.
Hi there, I'm Pat Clark. Welcome to Jamaican Roots and Culture. The name Jamaica,
All right, make us stop it. Make us stop it and start it over. Here we go now.
Hi there, I'm Pat Clark. Welcome to Jamaican Roots and Culture. The name Jamaica is from Arawak or Taino origin and means land of wood and water. For there to be so much wood on the island that it played a part in the naming of the country, it means that the forest or tree coverage must have been significant in the time of the Tainos. Much has changed since then. Some of our rivers are drying up and a lot of trees have been cut down and not been replanted. The United Nations has declared 2020 as the year of plant health. Plants make up 80% of the foods we eat and produce 98% of the oxygen we breathe. In this program, we'll look at Jamaica's forestry reserves and how we can improve the health of our forest coverage in Jamaica. Forests and other woodlands cover approximately 45% of the country, mostly areas of rugged terrain such as the Blue Mountains and the Cockpit Country and the dry hilly uplands of poor soils in the southern, western and northwestern parts of Jamaica. Few large areas of virgin forest exist in Jamaica, and most of the forests or other woodlands are comprised of reunate or second growth forestry. There are 5 main types of forests in Jamaica: the limestone forests of the John Crow Mountains and central and western Jamaica, the predominantly shale forests of the Blue Mountains and Port Royal Mountains, the alluvial and wetland forests of the coastal plains, dry limestone forests in the southern parts of Jamaica, and the anthropogenic forests, meaning forest lands which have been altered by the action of man. From a commercial utilization standpoint, the forest area is divided into 3 major types: natural forest growth, which accounts for 29%, second growth forest, 63%, and plantations, 8%. Commercial forestry is supported only by the natural forest and the plantations, which consist of mostly Caribbean pine. Much of the forest land is on steep or rugged terrain with little access. Because of inaccessibility, only about 26% of the natural forest can contribute to sustained timber production. The prospects for industrial uses of domestic timber for major forest products are minimal. However, the use of mangroves and other species from the high forest for fuel wood and charcoal manufacture has been of considerable effect environmentally, particularly as it relates to the watershed degradation. The possibility for further development exists if some areas of reforested land are converted to the production of fuel wood on a commercial basis, as research by the Forest Department has shown. Of necessity, Jamaican forests are multiple-use forests, and being so, employment and revenue from the forest is important to the national economy. The current thrust of the government is for not only timber trees but fruit trees and other orchard crops to be planted within the forests. Of the 26 identified watershed management units, 19 have been declared critical. That is, they have been determined to be very degraded and in need of remedial work to return to an acceptable state of health. Land that should have remained under forest cover has been cleared for other uses, for example, coffee production, that are not compatible with soil and water conservation. Furthermore, the forest cover has been under serious pressure for the production of yam sticks, charcoal, resort and residential development, timber extraction, grazing, and cropping. One of the most serious aspects of deforestation is the clearing of steep, unstable slopes for cultivation. This is more so particularly when slash and burn methods are employed, as they sometimes lead to destructive forest fires. The lack of soil and water conservation measures have led to high rates of soil erosion, loss of nutrients, and reduction of water retention capacity in watersheds. Improper road construction and logging operations, both legal and illegal, in pine plantations have also contributed to the problem. Over the last 40 years, successive governments have tried to address unacceptable levels of soil erosion and degradation of watersheds caused primarily by the activities of hillside farmers. The approach to solving the problem has been dominated by physical soil conservation methods designed to allow the farmers to continue to produce annual crops, but with reduced erosion. Despite a number of programs and the expenditure of substantial financial resources, primarily through direct farmer subsidies, little success has been achieved. There is, however, considerable scope for the expansion of agroforestry among hillside farmers, since these practices could reduce the rate of erosion and increase overall productivity through the intercropping of agricultural crops and woody perennials on the same holding. Jamaica is targeting the planting of 3 million timber and ornamental trees over the next 3 years under a national tree planting program. It's very important for us to plant trees for the future sustenance of Jamaica, land we love. And now, to end Jamaica roots and culture, here are some words of wisdom from a Jamaican proverb. Small axe fall big tree, small axe falls a big tree. This means the mighty can be taken down by seemingly small things or events. Small axe fall big tree. For Jamaican roots and culture, I'm Pat Clark.
Yes, Pat Clark, that was some serious information. Yeah, the government tell them about plant 3 million trees. How much tree you plant? You ever planted? You know, I say over people I sell ackee. Every time I see somebody I sell ackee on the road, and I say, tell me something, you ever plant ackee tree yet? Everybody when I say that to none of them ever plant one yet. And so much ackee about the place. I mean, I've never seen ackee bear right through the year yet, and I see ackee bear right through the year. But it's very important that you plant a tree, you know. Me actually support that. You can't just eat it, so what now? We look more when all of them children have, nobody no plant no more. What happen? Plant a tree, man. Plant a tree. You can't just live so. Plant a tree somewhere. Because if you get involved in the planting tree, they will find piece of land here to plant a tree now. Plant a tree, very important. Yes, we're going to play this brand new tune by a virgin name. Mr. P, here we go. Yakura coming through talking about the ital food. This is the Cutting Edge and IRFM, you know, say, little after 12 when we play the anthem, we're going to carry you back in the archives, Cutting Edge archives, and bring to you one of them tape where we play years ago. I think we played about 2-3 times already. But we know, say, we have new listeners, you know, we have ones who always want to hear something we play already, again, that it can really resonate in their consciousness. You know, so we're going to go into the archives and bring to you the real Eve. The real Eve. And don't make the name Eve make you feel like it's a biblical thing they matter about. No, it is something that is scientific. Scientific. The first woman. So we want you to really, we can't say put your tape on cock again because tape not about the place, but we know say it will be on the YouTube where you can listen again and listen. We want you to all the people them who catch the Cutting Edge on YouTube, you know. Yes, may I tell you, man, everywhere, all over the place. And I see people now are what you call it, repost, a repost, enough of them. That is good. That is very, very, very good. We love that. That means that people really are like tuning in when them can't sit up them hours a night. I would say you have thousands of people who sit down with me at night time and listen to it, especially them doing in England. But I may tell you, England people, trust me, man. So we want to play the real Eve. And we hope that your majesty can hold up your eye, or go drink some, put on some tea, while you look all of the security guard them, who turn up them really loud to keep them company. And the dressmaker them, and the carpenter man them, and the taxi man them, who don't drive so terribly at the night. And that we know this is not drive so terribly at the night, but why you up all the taxi man them, who listen to the Cutting Edge? Religiously, yes, can't tell you everything what you say the next day. Trust me, and some of them all attack like a them attack what them say, you know, to people. And them say, people say to them, yeah man, I'm out here with them foolishness. Sir. I won't hear them foolishness, you know. And arguments start, and that is good. People talk about what we talk about and try to figure it out. Some people say foolishness. Some people say, yeah, but you never did listen. Some people say, all right, check this out. And some people say, all right, that kind of sounds sensible still, but I know some grow up to know it. Some may not accept what you say. People afraid of that, you know. People afraid of anything will challenge them belief system. Yes. And your belief system need to be challenged. You have to go, what you believe, you have to check out. And even doubt it too. Some people afraid of doubt. We always tell us that doubt is the first stage of reasoning and coming to a fuller understanding of where you doubt. Doubt is not a bad thing. Doubt is not a bad thing. It allows you to dig deep. Yes, it allows you to go in a different sphere of, you know, your head cup and draw out where anybody draw out or where anybody even know they're there. So don't be scared of doubting, man. You know, you have to doubt because through that make you really do research. And it's all about going into yourself and going into what has been there that you have, you know, say, me mention some book to a man and he must say, never hear about them people there yet. And the man is that claim saying he's black this and black that, you know, say never hear about them something there yet. All them knows the Bible. We are telling you. Sir, we are telling you, them say all them know the Bible, you know, because some get them in black history. Look here, man. You see the way they call the Old Testament or the so-called Torah. It's a peripheral African history, African mythology that is written there. Africa is a large continent, and the people them who write that, some of them never have experienced it yet. Them actually writing about African people. Them writing about African people, and we reading it, trying to make sense of certain things, don't realize 5,000 years ago, some people did have tried the earth and have tried to figure out themselves too. Some people did have tried the earth and have tried to figure out themselves. We must get confused in the thing. There's no super being that is writing these things. As a matter of fact, most of the book, and I'm going to say not apologetically, that Matthew to Revelation was written by white people. It's white people write it, Matthew to Revelation, Paul writing letters to white people, and black people are reading it, and I go like says him, fastening the people letter, and I go like says them it was written to. If you read where it said letters to, it's letters him writing to the churches in Europe and those that are colonized by Rome. We must take it personal. When Paul talking, Paul don't have no authority more than we. And when we say we, I talk about we nowadays who call ourselves artists and philosophers and who's getting inspiration. Even though we're not calling it divine inspiration, but people, sometimes, if you hear some artists, them say, I just tell them this and I just tell them that. The same way Paul wants to tell you that too. Paul have make it sound like say him have some direct link to some supernatural being that is telling him to write these things. Him come up of his own conviction and writing to the Romans, to the Corinthians, to the Galatians. All of these churches was in Europe. He's trying to move them away from the so-called Jewish tradition, Jewish culture, and creating a different kind of atmosphere and kind of culture. This of how him see as a Jew who was a Roman citizen. So Paul almost try dash away the whole ideas of the Jew and bring up him own little thing. Because most of the New Testament is taken up with what Paul said and not what Jesus said. And we have to really figure that out. How come this book is about a man who is supposed to be the savior of the earth, and for him, what him say, can't even hold in a one of the book them. it is so small. What him say in the book. You see Paul have all sort of book I write tonight and I tell people what to do and what not to do. And what to say. But circumcision is this, not that, and you must follow all of these things, and this and that and all these things. And Christian come with this doctrine now. Come with the doctrine and not following the Jewish tradition. They're not following the Jewish tradition. They're following what Paul said. And Paul is a little sellout Jew. Sellout Jew, just like Josephus. All them guys that sell out the Jews them. So the book is written about African people, not the New Testament. We are talking about the one where them call the Torah. It is about a group of people in that part of the world. Egypt, Ethiopia, and surrounding areas. But it is not the art of African mythology or art of African history, because we have older than that to lean on, older than that. We are talking about Ethiopia and Egypt. We have to remember that. This is the cutting edge, as we say, after the anthem, we're going to carry you into the long before Bible, long before Bible, hundreds of years, thousands of years ago. Here we go. The time is 4 minutes past 12 o'clock. So the African them not really agree with the overthrowing thing, Yes, the African them not really agree with it. And when we look on most head of state, including America and England, them are not really clean according to what you hear them tell about other people, a dictator and other people, and this and that. And them deal with Muammar Gaddafi and say the people them not really like him. But is that really true? Because for them propaganda machine is at rapid when it's ready to spread propaganda, So things will look good, it make it look bad, and things will look bad, it make it look good. And we know the history of these superpowers over the years in propaganda, when the propaganda machine start to move, If them man they start to tell us that Jesus in a New York City, say, when them done with it, you have to believe that. For them propaganda machine is something else. So, anytime they want to get with a leader, you hear them start to spread whole heap of things. Whole heap of things. And most of the time when them when they want to get out a leader, usually the leader was always an ally with them until the leader decides they're going to do something else. As we mentioned last week and week before, most of the man them where he rise up against America was one time partners with America. And most of the people them if you notice even in the we are going this like Egypt, Egypt is a strange place because Egypt, the people them in Egypt is now demonstrating against Israel. No, America don't want that. So Obama is calling on the government that has been set up to quickly get rid of that protest. No protest against Israel is recommended there at this moment. Because Israel is America's biggest ally. Now, we are hearing so much things about Gaddafi, but we want to mention some of the things them where about Gaddafi, really. I mean, really. As we say, if you show me a leader where not have a serious problem with them people, them, well, because in Jamaica right now, most Jamaicans, as far as I say, have a problem with them prime minister and them government. Yes. Now, me could talk about some things in Libya. Because I will mention Libya, Gaddafi has been giving aid to a lot of African countries, and he was the one who called for the breakdown of the barriers that divide the different states in Africa. According to Gaddafi, it was placed there by white people, and it's time we tear down those barriers, those illusion. Gaddafi said, make it tear it down. It's one Africa, that people can move freely through Africa. So that was really one of the big things them about Gaddafi's pronouncements about Africa. And Gaddafi also made an apology for Arab slavery, Africans who was enslaved by Arabs. Gaddafi make an apology, but inside a Gaddafi country, when Gaddafi was the leader, according to it, he is no longer the leader now, and NATO bomb it. But the story we're arguing now is the next story, because we don't even want to touch upon how them kill off all of the black African them in Libya. I don't know how much I hear that news, but the Africans, especially those from Niger and Nigeria, is meeting hell. As a matter of fact, them going to a city yesterday. Right. The population of 10,000 Tuareg people from Niger. And Niger is the place where anytime you see them man, them camel and them face well wrap up from the sun. And them go in at the city, and there was no paddy in the city. And this was a city occupied by pure black Africans. How can a city with 10,000 inhabitants disappear like that? The people them just disappear. So the newsman went down there, and them here say, some of them say, them people them run gone back to Nigeria, but 10,000 people. And we remember the killings in the hospital. It's pure black people. Yes, it dead in the hospital. Pure black people. I'm talking about black African, I'm talking about south of the Sahara. Black till them blue. So there is a serious killing that is taking place by these so-called rebel people. And the killing is addressed at and to all Africans who black. And when we say black now, we are talking about like me and you who are listening, most of you who are listening. We don't hear NATO who is still bombing the place. We don't hear them coming out and talking about this serious problem. What is this massacre of black people that is taking place in Libya by these rebels, these so-called rebels, who is claiming that a lot of these black people is militias that was employed by pro-Gaddafi followers. When we hear them attack, we hear Nigerians, I give them testimony. I said them live there for years and I work in Libya. They don't know nothing about recruiting to go into no army to fight against rebel them. Yet still, women are being raped. Black women we are talking about now, and black man is being killed. I mean, if you see the hospital, man, when they reported them going a man, the man them go in at the hospital where the most black African them there and wipe out the whole of the African Why? Anyway, we don't know how them are going to deal with this now. We don't know how them are going to deal with this now because we know say America, France and England is the main instigators of this cruel act against the Libyan people. There is no electricity bill in Libya. Electricity is free for all of its citizens. That is the report that we get here, that in Libya, people don't pay electricity bill. There is no interest on loans. Banks in Libya are state-owned and loans given to all its citizens at 0% interest by law. Now we know most the Islamic one of Islamic tendencies is when them lend you money, them don't take interest. So I guess as a Muslim head of state, Muslim government, them follow suit and don't take interest. Can you imagine you live in a state where when you go to the bank and borrow money, them not charge no interest? Well, that was what was happening in Libya. There is no interest on loans in the banks in Libya. Home, which is owning a home in Libya, is considered a human right in Libya. All newlyweds in Libya receive $50,000 by the government to buy their first apartment, so to help start up the family. We are talking about Libya under Gaddafi now. Libya under Gaddafi. A newlywed in Libya received $50,000 by the government to buy them first house to start up their family. This is what we are talking about. No, this is what we are talking about dictatorship and all these things, you know. I mean, this is some serious things that education and medical treatments are free in Libya. Before Gaddafi, 25% of Libyans were illiterate. Before Gaddafi, which is like 40 years ago. Before Gaddafi, 25% of Libyans were literate. Were literate. Today, the figure is 83% literate. So I'm reverse it. So really and truly 17% of the population is illiterate. Before Gaddafi, 25% of the population was literate. So in farming, we are reading this thing here. In farming, if you want to become a farmer, if you use farming as your career, you are given farming land, a farming house, equipment, seeds and livestock to kickstart your farm, all for free. If you decide say you want to start a farm, you are given seeds, equipment, farming house, farming land, all for free. If Libyans cannot find the education or medical facilities they need in Libya, the government fund them to go abroad for it, not only free, but they get $2,300 per month accommodation and car allowance. This is if you want to further your education. In Libyan, if a Libyan buys a car, the government subsidizes 50% of the price. And listen to this one, you know. Listen to this one, you know. The price of petrol, I'm talking about the US dollar now. The price of petrol in Libya is 14 cents per liter. Boy, multiply 40 by 84 in Jamaica, you know. That's serious thing. 14 cents by 84. This is US. The price of petrol in Libya is 14 cents per liter. Libya has no external debt, meaning say the Libyan government, the country of Libya no owe nobody no money. And its reserves amount to $150 billion, which is now frozen globally. Libya has no external debt. We're talking about a government under Gaddafi. It has no external debt and its reserve amount to $150 billion. Now frozen. Now this is a big one, you know. We want to read this one here. This is a big one because this is a man who's supposed to be a terrible tyrant, a terrible this, a terrible that, and as we are saying, we know we can name out enough Gaddafi contemporary who in a power right now where nobody now invade them country, nobody now bomb them, and them are create havoc for the lives of people. If a Libyan is unable to get employment after graduation, the state will pay the average salary of the profession as if he or she is employed until employment is found. A portion of Libyan oil sale is credited directly to the bank account of all Libyan citizens. A mother who gave birth to a child receives $5,000. 40 loaves of bread in Libya cost 15 cents. 40 loaves of bread in Libya cost 15 cents. 25% of Libyans have a university degree. 25% of Libyans have a university degree. Gaddafi carried out the world's largest irrigation project, known as the Great Man-Made River Project, to make water readily available throughout the desert country. I want the people to hear them statistics there. This is a man who we are supposed to know deemed wicked, murderous, need to go try in Hague. And we can tell you of a lot of leaders who was never carried to Hague, who have destroyed the way of life of people. 40 loaves of bread in Libya cost 15 cents. 25% of Libyans have a university degree. 25% of the population have a university degree. I tell you. But we are now supposed to follow the media when a man who was killing Americans in Afghanistan went back to Libya and now is running what we call a semi-government that was overthrown by NATO forces, including America, England, France, to name some of them. What are we to think if we trace the history of these people, these politicians? How come we're not hearing a big alabaloo now against the so-called rebel forces? who is torturing, raping, and murdering black Africans. How is it that a whole city of Africans disappear just like that? How is that possible? We're going to read this because it caught me. It caught me, man. It caught me because me listen to news all the while, all in Jamaica. It's like I hear a news about a shooting going in a studio, mostly last night or night before last, and we hear the report in the paper one way, but the next day, like today, we are read the next report, and it not got no way like how it did report first originally. It not got no way like that. So we don't know, no, because the media, anybody control the media. The media is the most powerful entity in the society. And when certain people, you hear about Rupert Murdoch decide if you go to war or if you don't go to war, what you eat, what you wear, because he's the most powerful media man on earth. It's a serious, serious thing. So we're going to read this. The article says, disappeared. Thousands of Libyan blacks turn up missing in rebel offensive. I don't know how much of you hear this news here. But we want to read it.